ready to go for race 2 of the night. It's going to be Bergeron that leads us to the green as he looks to add to a couple of victories that he's been able to grab. Tom Grady, Jacob Rafos, and then Quintin Dallomo, the front two rows.
You get him out in front, he takes off. Grady, Rafos, Quintin Dallomo, Killian Dallomo back there. They've got to do something about it quickly.
At Bark River. On the outside, it's Alex Bergeron that picks up the throttle and gets us racing in the rolling hills of Michigan. Up through turn number 1, and airborne they will all get safely through. Initially, the field will scramble. There's some contact further behind, a couple of cars pirouetting, but safely through the opening corner. Now, a full 180 degrees, a long sweeping left, but single file inside the top 10. The highest place of the championship hopefuls doing exactly what he needs to do. He'll have to work past Tom Grady and then Bergeron, but he's got laps to work even if it is difficult to pass. Liebert's involved in a fight with Edmondson for 7th spot. Exactly what he didn't need to see right now. And continuing to go side by side, Edmondson gets on through. Plumlee might get through as well.
He needs to get out of this chaos zone in the middle of the race as Connor Berry gets 2nd place away from Grady, and Alex Bergeron's looking in his rearview mirror wondering what he did to deserve what is about to happen.
There's going to potentially be a chance for those top 2 to break away if Grady can be the bottleneck. How aggressive is Rafos going to go? There's Killian going around, and then as he hits the wall, oh, that's almost like a Tony Hawk kind of a thing that you do, you know, off a half pipe or something.
Comparing different types of action sports there, pulling the off-road trucks into the skateboarding world. I like the comparison. All right, I do it a lot with monster trucks. I like the other comparison over to some other forms of action sports and extreme sports, but this battle at the front is not going away, especially because we saw Joel Blewett just kind of stretch his legs. He got way out to the front in race number 1. Kind of typical as well for when Connor Berry or Keaton Swain end up leading a race. This is not happening. We've got a very, very close race at the front. Top 6 separated by 2 seconds right now as we look on board with Tom Grady, who's trying to catch up to the top 2 of Berry and Bergeron as they fight through turn 2.
You want to hear something interesting about Tom Grady out of Michigan, the 27-year-old in the factory SimSport truck? I keep making that mistake. How many times do you think he's finished in the top 10? If the answer is more than twice, you're wrong. 1 previous top 10 finish, and that was 8th. It's not been an easy ride for Grady, despite having some speed. He was part of the initial Legion Speed Sport effort. That was the development team for Factory SimSport, and boy, what a development it's been. He's up there in 3rd and watching as Connor Berry goes to Bergeron. We'll get, I think, increasingly worried about the fact that Connor Berry's right there. Tom Grady's closing up as well. Last time was 2/10 quicker than the leader, within a second on track. And as Barry tries to slide to the inside with Track Evolution playing its part, they will make some contact. And Grady, Dallomo getting closer and closer as we dive into the whoop section. With 4 cars squabbling for the lead, let's not forget that for Tom Grady, for Quintin Dallomo, this is not just podiums they are potentially fighting for, it's potential first race victories.
Side by side between Grady and Dallomo.
It's the Nitro Circus sim racing car that leads. On board with the virtual drivers by TX3 Machine as Quintin Dallomo hunts on the back of Tom Grady. Joel Blewett, by the way, has gotten up into the top 5, getting past Jacob Rafos and Christopher Plumlee. I said earlier it's hard to pass at Bark River. These drivers are proving me wrong.
Very fresh air at the front. He pulls away as Quintin Dallomo trying to find any possible way around Tom Grady for a podium.
First podium, a 2nd top 10 finish in a remarkable 28 starts. There's almost contact between the 2 as they slide towards the final sector.
For Berry, Quintin Dallomo is still trying to get by Tom Grady.
Alex Bergeron will add to the podium count. It's a 5th for him, while Tom Grady, it's only his 3rd top 10 if you include the one from earlier tonight. And it's his first ever podium. Congratulations, Tom. He'll be sinking that one in for a while. Quintin Dallomo.
Honestly, one of the MVPs of the night, maybe my driver of the day, Tom Grady, saved by the viewer, Juna.
Yeah, Tom, I mean, it's been a difficult, I guess, championship series. You've always had that speed, not always been able to convert it into top 10s. 3rd top 10, first podium. How are you feeling right now?
Oh my God, it's been a rough first 5 weeks. The qualifying speed hasn't exactly been there. The racecraft throughout the race hasn't totally been there. And I took this last week and just grinded as hard as I could and just said, qualifying is what's going to make or break it this week for me. And I think my second best qualifying this season, and first race finally stayed out of the first lap chaos and turned into a front row start for race 2.
I think I have your championship finish of 16th last year, of course. Had to go through that road to the World Championship. You're part of Legion Speed Sports, which is the development arm of Factory Sim Sport. You've got a great group of drivers to work with. What was the off-season like as you built yourself back up through that qualifying series?
Yeah. Last season, after the 8 weeks of racing for the World Championship, everyone was cooked. We were kind of worn out and done, and our team was like, now is the time to get ready for next year. So it was nonstop testing and tuning, racing around each other, practicing what moves can be made. And then, once qualifying came around, we were ready. We had the speed. And then from there, it was just adjusting to the different dirt updates and things like that. And at that time, just fine tuning. All the work was done. So we were ready to go for week 1 this year.
Well, congratulations, Tom. Yeah. We've seen plenty of speed from you this season, converted into a podium, and now 2 weeks to go. Can't wait to see how you push on from here.
Yeah, it's a good week, and I can't thank those that support me enough. Raceline Wheels keeping me going, Ultra Ego Running, and then also all my teammates over at Factory Sim Sport and Legion Speed Sports. We're working together, working hard, and we got 2 more weeks to go to finish off strong. So thank you, guys.
Always great to talk with drivers, not just on the top step of the podium, but to hear a bit more about those fighting behind as well.